the king of the dunes. It is said that long before colonizers arrived, when the lands of Maranhão were untouched by foreign eyes, a great king ruled, a king known only as the king of the dunes. His kingdom stretched endlessly across a world of pure sand and freshwater lakes, a magical land known today as Lençóis Maranhenses. There, under the shimmering gaze of the full moon, his castle of sandstone drifted gracefully between lakes, vanishing and reappearing anew each dawn. This king held great powers. He could discern truth from falsehood as effortlessly as others breathe, uncover hidden treasures merely by listening to the whispers beneath the sand, and converse with the wind that tirelessly brought him tidings from distant lands. His extraordinary powers emanated from the regal crown he wore, crafted from the feathers of the legendary guaras, crimson birds said by local folklore to hold the spirit of ancient gods within their vibrant plumage. Yet, the king of the dunes carried a weary heart. He longed for rest but could not leave until someone worthy of his crown was found. Centuries later, in a small fishing village called Athens on the edge of this mysterious land, lived a curious young man named Diego. His home was modest, nestled between endless dunes and the whispering sea. Diego was known as a dreamer, a seeker of knowledge, with eyes that sparkled with the promise of adventure. Although his mother often fretted over his distant wanderings, Diego was wise enough to always listen before speaking, understanding before acting. Every night Diego would climb the tallest dune and gaze at the moon and stars reflected in the myriad lakes and the quiet sea beyond. On one particular night he saw something extraordinary. At the foot of a distant dune stood an imposing fortress of pale sandstone, glowing softly under moonlight as though it had risen from the sands themselves. Intrigued, Diego ventured forth and entered the mysterious castle. Its halls, hewn from sand and stone unlike any building known to man, felt both ancient and alive. At its heart was a vast hall, and there upon an intricately carved throne sat a king, adorned with a crown of guara feathers. Diego immediately remembered the legends. He stood before the king of the dunes. The king spoke first, in a voice deep as the desert winds. "Say my name, and I disappear." Understanding the king's riddle, Diego said nothing and respectfully bowed his head. He left in thoughtful silence. The next night Diego returned, finding the castle again at the foot of another dune. This time, the great hall was cloaked in darkness, its magnificent hearth empty and cold. The king's voice emerged from the shadows. "Feed me and I live, give me drink and I die." Diego took from his pocket some straw and a piece of flint. With patience, he lit a fire in the cold hearth. Warmth and light filled the hall, and as he departed, Diego saw a gentle smile flicker upon the king's lips. On the third night, Diego again found the castle awaiting him beneath the stars. He stepped into the hall, now brilliantly lit, the king once again seated upon his throne. The monarch's eyes glowed gently as he spoke his final challenge. "Ask me what no one can answer truthfully." Diego paused, thoughtful. Finally, he asked softly, "Are you dead?" The king smiled, radiant and peaceful. "You have wisdom beyond your years, young Diego. You are worthy of the crown of the dunes. Now I may cease my wandering and journey to Enchanting, the land beyond." With those words, the castle dissolved softly, leaving Diego standing alone beside a crystal-clear lake, the sands calm beneath his feet. At his toes rested the crown, feathers luminous in the moonlight. Diego lived a prosperous life, not because of the crown's magical powers, but because he continued to live thoughtfully, listening first and acting wisely. He understood that the king spoke not in mere riddles but deep truths. Silence vanishes the moment it is named, fire thrives when fed but dies with water, and no one, not even the wisest, could truthfully answer if they were already beyond the veil. In his later years, Diego carefully hid away the crown, ensuring that only one worthy and wise would discover it again. It is whispered among the dunes that the crown still waits, hidden among the lakes, destined only for the worthy heir who listens first, speaks second, and sees beyond the riddles of life.